Everybody and their mama is doing individual income tax returns right now. It's changing the industry and it's not for the better. First of all, there's nothing wrong with doing individual income taxes. I started out individual income taxes. A lot of my friends in the tax industry started out with individual income taxes, but the landscape of the industry has changed a lot since I started. There's so many DIY platforms out there where people can get their tax returns done themselves for very little money, if not for free. There's so many new people coming into the industry every year that are doing some of these basic individual tax returns. That's giving taxpayers a lot of options, a lot of opportunities to compare prices. A lot of them start to feel like, well, if I can go to this tax site and do my own tax return for free, then why would I pay you to use the same software that I can use for free? And we all know that we're not using the same software, but they don't know that. They don't understand the difference between real tax professionals, DIY software, and the people that pop up for a couple of months at the beginning of the year every tax season. Then you end up with an industry where a lot of tax professionals are trying to compete on price. Because taxpayers can't really differentiate the difference in the services that you may provide as a tax professional with a lot of history and a lot of knowledge and a lot of expertise versus what the DIY platforms can provide, they're not a lot of times willing to pay a high price for what they feel like they can get for free. So then you have a situation where you are offering this service and people aren't wanting to pay a high price for it, but you still have bills to pay. You still have kids to put through college. You still have retirement that you want to save for. You still have vacations you want to go on. So in order to reach your revenue or your profit goals for the year, you have to take on more clients. The problem with that is there's only so many returns that you yourself can do in a tax season. Even if you were some kind of robot where you could work on tax returns from sunup to sundown, there's only so many returns that you can do. And then on top of that, for individual clients, for the most part, they're only coming to see you once a year. You can sell them one tax return for a couple $100s once a year, and they may not even come to you once a year. They may come to you once every couple of years. So that further creates a limit on how much money you can make during tax season unless you are constantly replacing clients or getting new clients, as opposed to when you're working with business clients. Not only do they need an annual return done, but they also may need bookkeeping support. They need quarterly tax consultations. They need tax strategy, reasonable compensation consultations. There's so many more opportunities to sell to a client that has a business, and they typically have a higher value of the services that you are actually providing them, so they're willing to pay more. So basically, individual tax work by itself is not an issue, but if you're only working with individual taxpayers and you're stuck doing 1040 work, then the amount of money that you make and your business growth is going to be limited because clients just aren't valuing the services that we're providing. They think that they can do it themselves anywhere, and there's only so many returns that you can do. And if you're not able to offer more services that your client is willing to pay for, your business growth is going to be limited, and the amount of money that you earn during the year is going to be limited, which is going to cause you to have to just take on more clients over and over and over again. So if you like this content, please subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notification bell so that you get notified anytime I post any updates, and drop a comment down below and let me know what you thought of this video. Until next time, I will see you. Bye.